the journey is enjoyable to me. I've learned so many things. No matter where you are, what resources you have, you need to start small, but in a great way. Sponsorship from the beginning was a little bit of a challenge.
How did you break that?
Yeah, it's in us as Africans to do great things. And it is time to take our power back. And taking our power back is putting examples out there for people to see.
Kojo Soboh, the man behind the most prestigious award show in Africa. With excellence, he has become a voice for the men, empowering and honoring men, telling African stories and bringing a new touch of class to Africa. He believes men should be empowered positively and has captured this through his award show EMY Africa, which awards men and women of excellence in various fields such as fashion, entrepreneurship, media, and more. Join us for this conversation.
A lot of focus on women empowerment, which is great. I support it 100%. But I believe that the empowered woman is going to lead with a man. I am very stubborn with my dreams. Very, very stubborn with my dreams.
Do you think that's important for success?
I got a lot of no's. I still get a lot of no's. People will discourage you. People will say all sort of things to put you down because they are not the vision holders, so they don't get it. And sometimes it's very funny. The very people who discourage you are the same people who come and congratulate you. That you do all.
Hey, you're welcome to Connected Minds podcast. You know, I think the video usually confuses me, right? Because sometimes it makes me think I only have video viewers. But we have a big community on Spotify and Apple that listen. So if it's your first time ever listening to our podcast, you're welcome. My name is Derek. And today I'm going to have a conversation with Kojo Soboh, who is the CEO and the founder of EMY Africa and all the other ventures that this man is doing. We're going to have a short conversation, but impactful one. If it's long, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to get as much as I can from the learning and the processes that this man has been through. It's always good to sit with like-minded people. I've spent just a little time with him, having chats here and there, and I've seen already where his mind is, and definitely his mind is connected, definitely connected. You're welcome to Connected Minds, my brother.
All right, thanks for having me, Derek.
Yeah.
Mr. Derek.
the way he sounds like a good boy.
Oh, yes,
good boy. I don't want to.
Yeah. I'm not as bad as you are.
Maybe. I'm of the view that we are all bad and good at the same time.
True.
And at every point in time, we choose what we want people to see, right?
I like that.
Yeah. So some people like to throw stones when people's bad side come out.
Yeah.
But what we don't realize is that it's also in us. We are also capable of doing even worse.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. But, my first question is, why do you do what you do?
I'm basically passionate about inspiring greatness. I am very passionate about excellence. And I don't see a lot of excellence around me. And so I like to challenge the status quo with my work. And that's why I do what I do. And I put my heart and soul into it and make it as excellent as possible so that people watching and observing would know that achieving excellence here in Ghana and in Africa is possible. Because we've been taught to think small as a people, and so our standards mostly are very low. And we celebrate mediocrity. And so if I can create a brand that will celebrate African excellence, but whilst doing that, whilst celebrating excellence, do it, quintessentially or tastefully, and make sure that there's excellence in every detail, I think that somebody watching will be challenged. Not only by the story or the people we are honoring, by what they see when they sit behind the screen or when they are invited to attend the event. So it's basically to inspire greatness, and that is our tagline, celebrating greatness to inspire greatness. And I believe that we owe it to the African youth to give them confidence in our continent, because why would a young man or woman risk their life and go and sit on a boat to cross the seas to the West. It's because the West is doing something that we are not doing. They are marketing themselves, that here the opportunities are here. Meanwhile, we have the best of the best. God has blessed our continent so much, but we are not focusing on the blessings that we have. We are also not marketing it. We are not projecting it, because the ails we have here, or the deficiencies we have here, the West has it in the tents, but they decide to focus on the great things that they have, and so that is very attractive to our young people or our youth who would risk their life to go to the West for greener pastures. But the pastures are here, and so we need to find very excellent and beautiful ways to tell our stories, celebrate people who have made it here, and let the youth know that there's hope. There's hope. So that is why I do what I do, to give the youth hope. And I just saw an article a few days ago about how Russia is trying to, because they have very low birth rates, they are putting together certain incentives for people to give birth. But in Africa, we're already blessed. We are the continent with the highest number of youth. That is the greatest resource Africa has. And what we can do is to give these youth hope to stay here and grow our continent.
Your brand is doing just that, what you set out to do.
Yes, absolutely. I've spent, together with my team, we've spent the last 9 years building a brand that is doing exactly what we've always set out to do. And the last 9 years has been building value, building love for the brand, and building respect for the brand. And whilst doing, our agenda, or the things that we have always set out to do. But then I believe that if you build a brand that is respected, that is valued, that is loved, then people would be in tune with what we are trying to do. So I believe that, we're doing that. Exactly.
So I'm a young man. I've seen what you've done.
Yeah.
You've done great. I've observed it from far. How can I build that quality into the brand from the beginning? How did you do it?
I've always had that excellence in me. I think that is how and where I grew up. I grew up watching foreign content at a very young age. I was exposed to DSTV at a very young age. And where I lived in a mining estate, I had a lot of friends who were from the West. I had friends from Australia, Canada, South Africa, who lived in the same area. So vicariously, I'd visited those countries when I was young.
Okay.
So I think I picked. My standards have always been high, and so even when I started the EMY, we started the EMY Awards. We started small, but in a great way. You could tell that this was something that was aiming for the best. So I think that no matter where you are, what resources you have, depending on what you want to do, you need to start small, but in a great way. Let people see. People are very perceptive. They will see that this guy is on is on a trajectory. People can tell. Yeah. And don't also take small opportunities for granted. Because before I started this, I was working at an event company. And I think I built a lot of network, a lot of respect whilst I was working from there. Before I started EMY, I had done, with my other company, I created a brand called Legends and Legacy Ball. It was Lao Ball at the time. And I did a celebration for Dad Lumba. You remember, it was a huge event. We had Rollins, and may his soul rest in perfect peace. And what's her name? Rollins, Kufuor, and then Nana Kunedu were in attendance, and they danced, and it was world news. And at that time, social media was not that really big, but it was world news all over the place. That was very successful. I think I did 4 editions of that whilst I was there. So with that, I was honing my skills, and I left and I started EMY, and the rest is history.
Yeah, before we get to the history,
Yeah.
what were the struggles from the beginning? Like, what were the learnings, the things you went through that, almost made you feel like, nah, maybe I don't want to do the next year. Let's forget this year, because baby steps are important, but we do face a lot of challenges when we are taking those baby steps.
Yeah, I think it's our appreciation for excellence here,
Okay.
And our ability to get the required sponsorship or the required funding to be able to do the things we do.
Right.
Because I started earlier by saying that most of the time our standards are low, and people don't understand that you need to invest this amount of money to be able to achieve this level of excellence,
quality, right?
Level of quality. So if you send your proposals around and your packages are a little bit high, they think you're crazy. So yeah, sponsorship has from the beginning was a little bit of a challenge, but then we've proven ourselves.
How did you break that? How were you able to?
Yeah, but I leveraged my relationships. I told you that I built relationships when I was working with my other company, and how I worked with the people, the suppliers that I worked with. They were all willing to support me, and the kind of network and relationship that I've built, the support that I get from these people, it's hard for you to get it. If they have to charge you, say X amount to give you this, they will charge me probably the same amount, but do more, because I think that they identify with my vision, and when they work with me, they're able to push their limits.
Yeah.
Because I am always like, let's do this, let's do that. I don't settle. And so I think that apart from the fact that they like me, and then I have very good relationship with some of the people that I work with, I think that
you would agree.
Yeah.
You would agree that it's who you are, right? The type of individual that you are,
yeah,
and your ability to network and connect with people and build relationship.
Networking is very, very important, and also having gratitude, showing gratitude. Sometimes it's not just money; it's just after the event, just picking up a phone and say, "Hey, thank you for supporting my vision." It goes a long way, and a lot of us feel very entitled that you have to do this for me. So yeah, I think that that has been one of the ways that I've been able to achieve all the things that I've been able to achieve. Because if it was come down to just money, it would have been impossible. Yeah, because the things that I do and the real value of it, no, it would have been impossible. It wouldn't have made any financial sense. But then over the years, we've grown, and brands have seen the value of what we do. The EMY Africa Awards is not just a celebration. It's a hub of connection, a hub of possibilities. You never know who you're going to run into when you come to the EMY Africa Awards. People get there and they're inspired by the setup, inspired by the people in the room, inspired by the stories of the people we are honoring. It's just pure excellence in that space.
I'm definitely going to have there's a short video that I have of like a reel of what happened in the day.
Yeah.
And
the recent, the
recent one that you did, the 9th one. And the quality I saw, I'm definitely going to have an introduction of this conversation. But the question I was asking is, and it goes back to the same thing you described about, our expectation is usually really low when it comes to excellence and quality.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I said, were all these vendors in Ghana?
Yeah, they're from here. These vendors are from here. So the thing is that it's in us as Africans to do great things. But we've been taught to think small, to settle that, this is okay, yeah.
Right.
But if you push the limits, people are going to do incredible stuff. I mean, when Ghanaians travel abroad and they're in schools, they are the people who are
performing
really well because we are born great. The deposits of greatness are in us. And I think that in those days when the Westerners came here, they saw it. But it was a ploy to just let us feel that they are superior than us. And that has been there for a very long time. And it is time to take our power back. And taking our power back is putting examples out there for people to see. Inspiration is one of the biggest catalysts for success. And it is not a mistake that we when we were growing up, we were reading a lot of literature about successful people from the West. It was deliberate. But we were not reading about our own people doing incredible stuff or doing great stuff. It is time. Because people from here, people from Ghana, people from around Africa, or Africans in the diaspora are doing great stuff. We need to present those examples to inspire the youth. It's very, very important.
If we dig deep into EMY Africa, exclusive Men of the Year, what were you trying to achieve with the Men of the Year?
Right. So the EMY brand was created on two legs. The first is to celebrate positive masculinity. Because we realized that for a very long time, the welfare and development of the young boy has been left on autopilot. And there's a lot of focus on women empowerment, which is great. I support it 100%. But I believe that the empowered woman is going to live with a man. An empowered woman is not going to stay on an island. It's society. And so we need, as we are building women up, we don't have to neglect the young boy. Because the young boy would have to understand who an empowered woman is. And the most dangerous thing is an insecure person. So that approach should not be counterproductive.
Right.
It would be if men are not, if we are not intentional about raising strong boys, secure boys, or secure men who have respect for themselves and respect for others. Then that is good. We are going to have a great, great, great society. And so that's where we sit, to be able to spotlight and project positive role models so that young boys can look at these people and aspire to be like them. Because that's how we're going to have a great society.
Or essentially just keeping a balance.
Keeping a balance, yes. Keeping a balance.
Because whether we like it or not, we still have to exist.
We still have to coexist. Yes.
Right.
Because the empowered woman is going to marry a man. And that man must be conditioned to be able to appreciate an empowered woman. So it has to be a holistic approach.
Yeah.
So whilst doing that great initiative, let's make sure that we are not neglecting the young boy as well. We have to be very intentional about it. So that's where we sit. And we also make a very bold statement with our awards, where we honor, we have awards for two women, which is Woman of the Year and Young Female Achiever. It's just to make a bold statement. And when a young boy is watching, he will know that a man has to appreciate a woman who's doing well. And that's why we make that, because it's the men's award, but we have included this to make that bold statement.
You've been very deliberate about the branding of this project.
You need to be very intentional. Everything has to be intentional. And you don't have to leave anything to chance. And that's what we've done. Building this brand, we had to do a lot of research, a lot of brainstorming, because we're solving a problem. And we needed to have all our facts right. But of course, along the line, we have evolved. Along the line, we've grown. We've not changed the core value of what we're doing, but along the line, you grow and you add things up just to make it.
So say you were in corporate, right?
Yeah.
You're working, doing fantastic. went from music and did all the things that you wanted to
Yeah.
do. What was that thing that said, I want to start this business? What was that eureka moment?
It was just having a brand where I can express myself, that I can lead and express myself through the brand. Sometimes when you're working with somebody, it's very hard. You can't always push your own agenda. You need permission to be able to do those things. Even though I work with a team who are always, we always agree on things before we put out. I'm putting out a lot of things that is me.
Right.
The excellence,
right.
the attention to details, and all those things. I believe that a lot of people would be inspired, and I get that a lot. People see that really, like you did this here. I mean, you are inspiring me to be the best version of myself. You're inspiring me to dream, to dare, to do. I'm like, yeah, that is what we are set up. We are set up to do.
But Kojo, you could have done anything else. Why?
Well,
why EMY Africa? You could have said, and I'm sure other things are going to come out of this. I mean, I'm sure you're going to do other things.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that you've held into a dream for 9 years.
Yeah. But why not? Why not EMY Africa? Why not EMY Africa? Yeah. Why not? And we've done fantastic with it. The awards has grown to become one of the most prestigious awards in Africa. And we've not just stuck to the awards. A lot of great things have come out of it. We have the EMY Africa magazine, which is doing great. I dare to say it's one of the most...
Got one here. Actually got it.
Well put together.
Actually got it. 2024 as well.
Well put together magazines this side. We also have the EMY Africa Expo. We have the Africa Rising Symposium and EMY Africa Soiree that we do around the globe. We have the Men of the Year party. There's so many great things that have actually come out of the EMY Africa Awards. And these things are great in themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, they are standalone events that are doing incredibly well.
If you closed your eye and imagine 9 years ago, would you have thought the EMY will get this far?
I've always known. And I've always been deliberate. Every step has been well thought through because I knew there was a lot of potential. And there was a problem that needed to be solved. With the celebration of our African excellence and the projection of positive masculinity. These are two very important problems that needed to be addressed. And so I knew it was going to be great. And I know my potential. I know what I bring to the table. And I knew that it was going to be a difficult task, but I knew I was going to figure it out. I was ready. I'm a very relentless person. I have a very calm front, but I am very stubborn.
The mind.
Very stubborn with my dreams. Very, very stubborn with my dreams. And so,
do you think?
Yeah, I've always known. I've always known that it was going to be great.
Do you think that's important for success?
Very, 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 very stubborn with your dream. Yeah. Very. People will discourage you. People will say all sort of things to put you down because they are not the vision holders, so they don't get it. And sometimes it's very funny. The very people who would discourage you are the same people come and congratulate you. But they've forgotten that they were the ones who almost got you out of that, got you off track. Yeah.
You never got discouraged by the no's you heard?
No.
Because you were
I got a lot of no's. I still get a lot of no's. But I don't know. But if you tell me no, you have actually sparked something in me. If you tell me no, I think you better you have told me yes. Because no takes me to heights that sometimes being yes doesn't take me. Because something in me will say, I'll prove this person wrong.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then that's very important.
Like, for instance, I can go to a sponsor and say, oh, Charlie, sponsor me. And they say, no, you are dead. You will regret that you didn't partner me for the event. Or somebody said, oh, you can't do this.
At this point, if you haven't really gotten what it takes to be successful at this point of the conversation, then I don't think you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if you haven't subscribed, haven't left a review, never shared any of our content, please do leave a comment below. Let me know how it's going so far. And the thing you said about being stubborn, I've seen it in a lot of successful entrepreneurs.
But you're stubborn. You don't have to tell me.
Yes.
You're a very stubborn person.
Yeah. I think somebody met us.
Yeah.
And then he said, when we finished the conversation, they said, this guy is very much like you, Derek. The two of you, I can see the way your conversation is going to go. I can't wait to see that conversation.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I can see the path, 10 years. That's why I was saying that. In fact, I'm going to ask this question. You close your eyes and then imagine 10 years from now, where are we going to see the EMY?
Oh. It's just going to be something else. Already we have made our mark. In the next 10 years, I can only imagine, because every year we get bigger, every year we get better. Our influence grows wider and bigger every year. Yeah, so in the 20 years, you can only imagine.
Yeah.
You can only imagine.
There's been people who have started businesses. Yeah. I've started probably about 15 businesses. Majority of them failed. Now we probably have about 6 of them running. Some of them we had to leave it because it was no longer profitable. In the events industry, we've seen it happens. And they just drop it. Either with yours, we've seen growth year after year.
Consistency.
Heavy. If you were to tell somebody who is starting out in an industry that is so competitive and require them to improve even 1% a day, what would it be?
I think that a lot of people don't understand their brand or understand the business that you're going into. You need to understand it. Once you understand it, and once you understand it first and foremost, and you are passionate about it, I don't think you will fail. Because I enjoy this, the journey is enjoyable to me.
Wow.
So even though it's work, I enjoy seeing people being honored. I enjoy seeing and celebrating great success stories. I enjoy putting together events and seeing people have a good time. It's difficult, but I enjoy it. So because I enjoy it, even if I'm putting in a lot of work, sometimes I don't even see it. So the results are always great. And then I also understand the brand. I understand that the brand should be represented 360.
Okay.
So how, my branding, how the event is projected, how it's set up, like everything. I understand what the brand is. So there's no way you fail. Once you understand the business, you understand what you're going into, and you're also very passionate about it, I don't think you'll fail. I don't think a lot of people go into business because they've heard that, there's this business is good, or you make a lot of profit from it. They don't understand it too well. They don't enjoy the process. So the very little thing, you get very frustrated because it's not something that you're passionate about. But I am very passionate about what I do, and I'm committed to it 100%. So there's no way you fail. Every year you're getting good new ideas. You want to make it bigger and better. And you also need to get the right people around you. And I'm very fortunate that I've gotten people who are in tune with my vision, who are as passionate as I am, because you can't do everything all by yourself. So getting the right people to work with is also key. Yeah, for me, that's what has worked for me. And of course, the God factor as well.
That which is the foundation, man.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
It's amazing. The 9th edition, you had a few people come from South Africa.
Yeah.
When I was looking at the pages, and Vusi was there, there's another man, and
John Kani.
John Kani was there, and I'm sure there are a few others. I think
Yeah,
the ambassador
also
for
from
the South
Nigeria.
African ambassador was there as
Well,
well.
I think we had about 8 diplomatic corps, like representatives, ambassadors and stuff.
You have a great network.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
You've built. I mean, I see your page, and the people you hang around with. These are great men in the society.
Yeah.
But how were you able to connect with these people not in the country?
Like I said, every year we grow and we get better. And when people come to the EMY Awards, they become ambassadors for the brand. Over the years, we've celebrated a few people from South Africa, from Kenya, from Nigeria, from everywhere, most parts of Africa. And when these people leave, they talk about the brand because the level of excellence they experience when they come to EMY. First of all, when they're coming to Ghana, they don't expect to experience anything like this, of this level. They don't. So when they come, they are pleasantly surprised. So they go out there and become ambassadors for us. And that is how you grow a brand. Sometimes it's word of mouth. So basically, that is how we've grown it. And so some of these people also know people. So if for instance, we wrote a letter to John Kani or wrote a letter to Vusi, Vusi might contact somebody who might have heard the great things that we are doing here because somebody who came to our awards said something great about us, or they even go on our page or check reviews and stuff. So it's basically doing good work, and your good work will sell you.
When I first heard about EMY Africa, I thought it was just happening in Ghana. Now, you see how awards can move from county to county. I thought it was just happening in Ghana, but it wasn't. Ghana was not its home.
This is the home. This is the base. I've had this many times where people say, "Oh, are you sure it's a Ghanaian brand? Really? Is it organized by a Ghanaian?" A lot of people think that, "Oh, I stayed abroad and I just came here and I'm just doing. I lived here. I was born in Ghana. I've lived in Ghana. I only travel
just for business,
and to for holidays and stuff. But I've lived here all my life, and so the way people even say, "Oh, really? Is this a Ghanaian event?" is a testament to the fact that people don't think that that such quality can come out of it, and that alone is problematic.
Yes.
That's if anything, if you see anything good, if you see a product that is great, we'll say, "Oh, wait, they're free Ghana."
Yep.
That means that we are accepting as a people that quality is not something that we Ghanaians have, and that must change. We should see something quality and say, "Yeah, I do it free Ghana."
Yes.
That is where we have to get to.
Right.
And that is what, in my own small way, I'm trying to do with the EMY Africa Awards.
Do you...
And the magazine as well.
And the magazine as well, yeah. I think there's a lot of yourself that you're giving out to the world. A lot of creativity, a lot of sentiments, emotions going into this. But are you personally in a place where you can say, what I'm doing for the people is great, but I'm happy?
I'm very happy, extremely happy. I'm happy about how the brand has grown, how it's been received, how well respected the brand has become. It has always been my dream. And this brand gets me into rooms that if I was doing any other thing, I might not get access to those rooms. I have contacts on my phone that ordinarily I would not have had those contacts if I didn't have a brand as admired and as respected as the EMY Africa Awards. And even to think of the people who have received or been honored at the EMY Africa Awards, people that you will not see anywhere, who will not receive just any award, is a testament to the fact that the EMY's awards is the most prestigious awards, I dare to say. The most prestigious awards in Ghana. That brings together the who is who.
Yeah.
And the people who make things happen in the country.
I think I'll testify to that.
Yeah.
I've seen a few, and the type of people I'm seeing there, you would ordinarily not see them.
No, they won't even come.
Right. And you've been able to pull that off.
It's just track record. It's just trust in the brand.
Yeah. What's the most challenging person you've tried to invite to one of these, and how did it go?
Do you want me to drop names here?
Oh, no.
I mean, it's a few times. It's a few times we've had a few challenges. There are people who are happy to be honored, but they don't like the limelight so much. So, we will take it, but please. There are a few challenges here and there.
Okay.
But on the whole, I think that as the years go by,
they get more comfortable.
People get more comfortable. As the year goes by, the respect for the brand heightens. So we get everybody.
If a person says, "Oh, I don't want to be in front of the camera or anything," do you then honor them behind closed doors? Or
there are ways around it.
Right.
There are ways around it. But for us, we expect our winners to be present to receive the award. So over the years, we found ways around it. But we are thankful that all our major awards, the recipients have been at the awards in person to receive it, because that adds to the whole
the presence.
Ethos. It adds the whole branding of the awards and what we seek to achieve. Yeah.
I'm just thinking how a regular day leading up to an Emmy looks like for you. Let's say a week before. How does that look for you?
It's manic. My phone is buzzing. It's just crazy. And you need to do a lot of micromanaging. You need to make sure that you have your eyes everywhere. So that because sometimes it's a very little mistake that will just mess up the entire thing that you've planned throughout the year. So I make sure I have my eyes on lighting, I have my eyes on who's doing sound, I have my eyes on the performances. I have myself in every little bit of the event. And supervising my team and calling to see, is this thing done? Has this person done this? It's a lot of work. I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of, because sometimes I don't have time, and some of my friends want to be invited to the event, and our invitations is just very limited, and you can't invite them, and it becomes a problem that you think I'm not worthy enough. It's a lot of work. But that's what you have to do.
Do you do all of this work with a lot of calmness?
Yeah.
Right, I see.
Yeah. I have
when the pressure is going.
So was it the MC, Frank Edoho? He said, Kojo, you're a very powerful man, but you have a very calm front. So you see me very calm, but there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. But sometimes when you see me on the day of the event, that's when I'm like a lion. That one, don't cross me, because I make sure that everybody is in line. And I go around like a wounded lion, make sure that everything is in place. And usually, even if you're my friend, I don't even see you. So if that's the first time you're seeing me, you might think that I'm the worst person.
But you're only trying to make sure
I'm only trying to make sure that everybody is in line. So I'll sometimes go around the venue like 10 times. So sometimes during the event, my legs will be shaking because I'm so exhausted. Right from the morning till the evening. I'll making sure that everything is. It's not like I don't have people working with me. I have people working with me, but I still have to double check and make sure that everything is. And I have a great team. I have a great team. Still, but I still need to check.
If you took yourself out of the picture, do you think you can instill the same excellence, or even better, and say, okay, this event, we'll do everything, plan everything. This is how it's supposed to go. But 3 weeks before the event, I'm taking myself out to enjoy the event.
I think that my people are getting there.
Okay.
I have my brother who handles the magazine. When he came in at first, I was trying to, ask him questions here and there, supervise here and there. But it got to a point where I realized, the guy has got his acts together. I don't bother him. He comes, presents what he wants to do because he's done it over and over again. I have another lady, Soraya, who's great. My guy, EMY, is fantastic. I think that we are getting there. We're getting to the point where I know I can go and on holiday and then the guys can do the work. But it's a process. It's
definitely a process. You wrote this. You wrote this for I think it was Forbes Africa.
Okay.
And there was a line in there that said that we know the father's role is very key. So it's very important we project some of these men who are doing so great with their family, their work, and their business.
True. That's what we do.
And this was many years ago.
Yeah, that was when I was featured in Forbes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But I can still see that is going on.
Yeah. So thing about EMY is that we have a very strong board and strong faculty who work with us to select worthy winners every year. So it's not just about your business, it's about your social impact. What are you doing with God, what God has given you? If you see most of the winners, you see that they're into charity work, they're into one social impact project or the other. Whatever blessings God has given you, you need to impact society. And those are some of the things that we look out for in our winners. So it's not like we are in a small room somewhere selecting people based on emotions or based on friendship or based on relationships. No, it's a lot of work, research, nominations, meetings here and there to select the winner. So we have put a very good structure together, and that is what has made the EMY a very reputable and respectable platform. We have several levels. We have the organization, we have the secretariat, we have the faculty, we have the board, and we have the organizing company or organizing team. So it's just so many tiers to the work. Our work come together to make the awards wholesome.
There are two areas in, I guess, life that I usually don't like to venture. Working in a restaurant and putting events together.
Oh my God. The most difficult thing.
I suffered on my wedding day, so I know that. Why
did you need to give it to events planner?
We did. But on the day they didn't show up.
Really?
Right, yeah. On the day they didn't show up. So I had to step in. And I tell you what, anytime I go back to watch the video, I know I wasn't relaxed. I didn't enjoy myself at all because I wanted to make sure everything goes as planned. So you've done a great job.
It's a lot of work.
You've
managing all these people and managing people's expectations. So, after you've done all the setup, put everything together, this is an event. Anything can go wrong at any time. And you have hundreds of people in a room. Everybody has their own expectations. And for the EMY, it's even more difficult because these are big people, quote unquote. These are big people. Most of them are very well traveled. Their taste and their expectations are through the roof. How do you meet all these expectations? So it's very, very, very hard. Yeah. So for you to be able to do an event and people are giving you all your flowers, people are saying all sort of great things about the event. It takes a lot of work and it takes a village to be able to put it together.
I see this podcast, right? When I sit with people, and I'm sure you can tell from the questions I'm asking, it's what can I learn from this man?
And what can I also learn from?
I usually want to learn from people.
Yeah.
You had the opportunity to sit in meetings and talk to some of the people I admire so much in this country and most parts of Africa. And my question is, do you remember something one of them has told you that has stuck with you and said, nah, this is a great word? Can you share that with me? Because I want to learn too.
I've learned so many things. First is to have an attitude of gratitude is one of the things that you need to be grateful for the little things. And that has been one of the things. I'm grateful for my parents who instilled that in me anyway. But it's one of the most important things because a lot of us young people are very entitled that I have to have this opportunity. I have to be given this opportunity. And once we have it, you're not grateful for it. We don't show gratitude for it. And then the second thing is that if it must be done, it must be done well. Or don't do it at all. Do it well. Do it with the best of your ability. Put your heart and your soul into it. People are watching. And whatever you do, whatever we are involved in is storytelling. You're telling a story about yourself, your values, who you are. People are watching. It's the story of your life. It's like people are watching a movie. And so once you see that your life is story, whatever you're doing, your business, whatever you're doing is storytelling, you better tell a good story. I see the EMY Awards as a story. So what story am I telling the viewer who's watching me? So for me, I want it to be a story of excellence. I want it to be a story that would inspire many generations to dream, dare, and do. And so I'm intentional about every little detail of the brand. So yeah, these are some of the things that I've learned. So you have an attitude of gratitude, to know that whatever you're doing is storytelling. And so you have to do it and do it well, or don't bother at all. And make Christ the center of everything. All things being equal, God is the one who would kiss your effort. So after doing all the work, pray and commit it to God's hands. Me, anytime that I have to do anything, I do the work, but I also go on the altar and commit everything to God's hands. I remember the week before the awards, I was on the altar. I cried. I prayed, God, I've done my bit. So please kiss my efforts. And God always comes through for me. So these three things are some of the things that I've actually learned. And also, this is something that I have. They've not told me, but I think that it's important lesson that everybody should know that there's power in networking. What will take you 2 years to do, if you have the right network, you can do it in a day. So make sure you keep good network, keep good relationship, nurture good relationships, because it's going to save you one day.
And you are talking networking, not many friends.
No. Networking, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Networking. Somebody you can call, dial, and they will answer. Because, trust me, even here, sometimes to even get a hospital bed at a very critical time, you need to call someone.
It might be a phone call.
It might be a phone call.
It may not be the bed.
Yes.
It may be a phone call.
Yeah. The phone call will get you a bed.
Yes.
So relationships and knowing the right people is key.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I think what we see there, a lot of the young people, they take things for granted.
Yeah.
Take things for granted.
And yeah, I shouldn't forget this. And people should also understand that it's not every paycheck that is financial.
Okay.
You need to learn that. that people want to always exploit every relationship. You have to get money from this person. It's not every paycheck that is financial. There are some people that you just need in your network, and you're going to have benefits that is not going to be necessarily money, but worth more than any money you can think of.
But the young man said, nah, I've met Kojo. Kojo's got money.
That's
So
yes.
I
So I
need
have to find ways
Yeah,
to
by
take
all
money from them.
means,
You call the person will not pick.
Yeah.
There are so many people in my circles, in my network. A lot of people think that we didn't know money is cold.
Right.
We don't is cold. No.
Right.
I sometimes even gift some of these people things because I value that relationship. So you need to be able to manage and maintain good relationships.
And for example, Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
There are a few homes who are great men I admire that will be receiving gifts.
Yeah.
And that's very important.
Yeah, because they don't get, people assume that, they have too much money, so,
But where did you learn this from?
Me?
Yeah, where did you learn this strategy from? Because I was describing this to someone about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, you have to. You have to, because how much can you, I don't even know what to say. Thing is, sometimes you are not even worthy to be in their circle.
But they've allowed you.
They have allowed you.
And you are listening for free.
Yeah. And for some of my people, even their time, that time is money. So for you to do an event, and for somebody who is an owner of a multi-million dollar company or companies, will find time to be at your event. Sometimes the events are even outside the country.
And they still have to fly.
They fly with their own money and come into your event. That is money. That is money. They don't need to give you any money. Their presence there alone is money. So that's what I'm saying, that once you're able to nurture good relationships, these are some of the benefits that you enjoy. People ask me all the time, hey, Kojo, how do you get this person to attend your event? How do you get all these people, all these great men in the room? It's how you relate to them. It's how you have presented yourself, and how you make the brand. The EMY brand is an impact project for me. For me, it's not a money-making venture.
Right.
It's impact. So when people come into contact with me, or people see the work that I do, they see the passion behind it. It's not something to enrich me, or it's how generations or young people can be impacted by the project that I'm doing.
And the only way I can, from where I sit, you've been able to improve year after year is if you're doing reinvestment back into the business, back into the business.
But for me,
back into the
whatever sponsorship I get, everything is plowed into the event. Yeah, every sponsorship goes back into it, because every year has to be bigger. So if last year I had X amounts, this year I want Y, but getting Y means I have to invest more, because I have, for instance, this year we did an event in London. And then I did the EMY Africa Expo. Those are two major big projects that will take some people a whole year to plan. But that was part of our build-up to the awards.
Right.
So if I had more money this year, it meant I was doing more things. But all these things are things that is building the brand, making the brand bigger, building a great outlook for the brand, and achieving our goals. And all these things are things that have always been in the pipeline, but we're waiting for a great time to be able to execute it. Yeah.
You can tell that a man is going to be great when you look at his circle. The circle. And I definitely think you're in the right circle. You've done fantastic with that. So I would take the best advice you've ever received. What's the best advice you've ever received?
I've received a lot of advice. Which one is my best? There's so many.
I'm happy to take all of them.
You have to pay $1 billion. So one of the advice that one man that I truly, truly respect, and someone who's been very supportive of my vision in a brand, told me is that don't make this about yourself. Don't make this. He says that he told me that the reason why I support you is that this brand is not about me. I see that it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the impact that you want to have on society. And that is truly who I am and what I'm trying to do. So I think that's my biggest advice that I've received. And that man has been a very great support. And he told me that is why he keeps supporting. Because when he gives me X, he sees that X has been used. He can tell that I even use more than I was given. And so I always tell people that people are very perceptive. If people invest in your brand or invest in you, and you are using it and using it well, they see it. If they give you the money and you also go and
buy two Range Rovers,
and not put the money to the purpose of, with which they gave you the money,
to be evident.
And then next time you'll not get the support. And that's where a lot of people start things, and then the things don't see. They start projects, and then the first year, second year, third year, it's fizzled out because the support that they got from the beginning is not coming anymore, because they made the project about themselves. So yeah.
We've just had a conversation where we both are on the level we understand that it is possible. In fact, wherever the wind blows you, it is possible there.
It is, yeah.
Be it the African soil, the Western, whatever soil, it is possible. So my brother, I want to give you a camera there and tell us something. Your last words for my people.
So my last words is that it is in us as Africans to do great things. But for a very long time, we thought to think small. This is our time to take our power back. It's our time to dream big. It's time to dream, dare, and do. And the world is watching. This is a global village now. Whatever you put out, anybody, anywhere in the world would see it. So it's a very competitive world now. So don't think that you are in your corner doing something small and nobody will get to see it. So in order for you to compete on the global stage, we need to do big things. And that's what I'm challenging the youth to do. Dream big, dare to do it, and, make Africa proud.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate this because I know where I went to get you here.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
With your busy schedule at the office and all the 21,000 things you have to do, you've taken the time out to be here with me. Small boy like me.
Oh, what's small?
I appreciate it. I really do. And I'm sure the viewers do, and the listeners and everybody else at home that's going to be watching and listening to us. But if you haven't subscribed, please do. This is your opportunity to become part of the family. 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. Fantastic. You guys have done well. And our listeners on Spotify, Apple, it's been going crazy. The words I can't find, because I started this 11 months ago. And you guys have been of immense support. Let's carry on. We spoke about excellence. We spoke about understanding that it is possible. And I'm a big believer of that. So if you believe in that dream too, then stay connected. My name is Derek Abaite, and I'm out.